All right, guys, it is Thursday when you guys are watching this because that is book club day. So if you guys watched last week's video, all we did was announce the book that won. We always excuse me, this is like my fourth video, so my voice is like done. I've just been trying to get prepared for the week. Now that I'm back to work, I'm trying to pre-film a little bit more and schedule the videos so they're up early in the morning versus like me rushing when I get out of work. Anyway, we always choose multiple books, me and Sharmaine, and then we always want this to be a community thing. You guys are here reading it with us, so we always have you guys make suggestions as well. And Sharmaine had put up a poll over on her community tab. Anyway, this is the book that won, which is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. If you guys watched the suggestions video, which was a few weeks back, I didn't suggest this book. I think it was Sharmaine that suggested it, but I talked about in that video how Sharmaine was gonna suggest this book because me and her had talked about it, and I was saying I hoped you guys picked it. Of course, I told you guys, don't let me sway your vote, pick what you want. There was a lot of good choices on there, but I do feel like it's very fitting for the season. We are in spooky season, you know, it's fall. I'm officially wearing my Halloween t-shirts and stuff. I have quite a few of these. I love this season. So it's my Sanderson Museum. This is a newer one. This is actually going to show up in a haul soon, but I have some from last year that I wore all season, and I added a few new ones this year. But anyway, so this is the perfect read for that because it is like a murder mystery. It's about a girl in high school named Pip who decides for her senior capstone project she wants to investigate a cold case. So basically it is a young girl in their town that is murdered, and the person who is suspected of the murder kills himself, or at least that's how it's supposed to seem. So they just think it's all tied up in a pretty little bow. He was the killer, and then he felt so much guilt he ended his own life. And then she starts looking into it, and you find out that there is so much more to the story. It is an incredible book. So yes, I have read it already, and that is why Sharmaine contacted me, and she basically said, would you okay with this being a book club pick even though you've already read it? This is the series because it is a 3-part series. It's Good Guide's Girl to Murder, then it's Good Girl's Bad Blood, and then I forgot what the third one is, but I told her, yes, I have been dying to discuss this book because I loved this book. I thought it was incredible. So I'm happy you guys picked it. So this is the goodie box video. We always do 5 videos per book. So our book clubs run for just over a month. They run for 5 weeks. The first one is us announcing which book we're reading for the month. The second one, which is this week, is the goodie box, which is basically like if we were getting a book subscription box, what would we be getting? Like, you know, products you can use while reading the book, or snacks and drinks and things like that. Me and Sharmaine have showed different things like down, you know, from candles to face masks, you know, stuff of that nature. This one is going to be really different because I did already read the book. So I read it semi recently. Like I said, I think I read 1 in June, 1 in July, and 1 in August, or it might not have been exact like that, but I did read these semi-recently, so I am glad because I recorded my readings. This is something I showed you guys 2 book club videos ago, like 2 books ago is what I'm trying to say, like 2 months ago, in a goodie box. I had mentioned I was buying this off Amazon, and it's basically a My Book Talk journal, and you can record up to 100 books in here, and it's basically a reading log. And I'll show you guys a blank one, but basically you just put the name, the author, you put your ratings, what book number you're on, you put your review, and then there's a bunch of things here that you can fill out: genre, pages, favorite character, favorite chapter, date started, date finished, and then how you listen to it. Was it a book, an audiobook, an ebook, your favorite quote, any notes you have. You can put a little picture of the cover if you wanted. I love this, and I have been recording the books I've been reading, so I am going to overlook this to give me a little like recap. And then of course I have the book because I am going to be rereading certain parts. So Sharmaine just gave me the questions, which will be next week's video. So next week will be the book club questions. The following week will be the suggestions for the following book. So I will make, I think me and Sharmaine talked about doing 2 each. I will make 2 suggestions. Sharmaine will make 2 suggestions. You guys can comment down below. I think this month I will be putting in my community tab. I think that's what me and Sharmaine talked about. Us just doing it like back and forth. Me 1 month, her another. And then the final video to make the 5 weeks is us answering the questions and giving a final book review. And that's when we close we'll close the community tab a few days later and then announce the winner. And, you know, it's a big cycle. And then we go through it again. So for my goodie box, what I'm basically doing is, so Sharmaine sent me the questions. So first I need a notebook because I'm going to write down the questions. This is my YouTube notebook. Every Mask Monday I've ever done, it's all written in here. If I have collabs, other previous book club questions on books we've read, like you can see right here, it says, my handwriting's awful, but it says Mask Monday and has all the questions. I just filmed that. That's going to be this week's Mask Monday. And like, this is a future one I'm going to do, and it says this or that. And then I have, so you guys can see right here, like hunting Prince Dracula questions. So I'm going to go to a free page. I just got this at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to write a Good Guides Girl to Murder questions. And I'm going to write it down. And then I am going to Google. So Google is going to be a good friend of mine for this one. You know, so I have my handy dandy phone for that. Or I have my MacBook laptop, which is somewhere on the side of me. And basically, I'm going to, whatever, depending on the question, whatever it sparks in me as I'm like a memory of what I read. So I might Google like, what page is this scene on? Or, you know, something along those lines. And then it should tell me kind of like, oh, the scene you're referring to is on pages blah, blah to blah, blah. And I'm going to go in and I might like reread certain scenes that tie to the question Sharmaine sent me. And I'm going to write down notes in my notebook. So the first thing for my goodie box is obviously the book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Then we have the My Book Talk journal. I bought this off Amazon. If anyone wants the link, let me know. And then a notebook so I can take notes and write down the questions. And then because, oh, of course, you can't take notes without a pen. So this is part of my goodie box. This was actually my first ever goodie box. I bought like a 3-pack of these, or was it a 4-pack? I'm not sure. And I gave some away as gifts, and I kept 1 or 2 for myself. And this pen is one of those cool old school retro ones where you can flick down and use any color. So I might like, you know, I'm not sure yet, but sometimes I do like to color code things. So I might do like a different color per question, or when I take notes, like one color, like all orange can be scenes I need to look up. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving myself this option if I do want to color code. And then because I am not reading the book, you know, beginning to end, I don't really need a bookmark per se. I love bookmarks. I will always show one in my book club videos, minus this one because I already read the book. So something a little bit differently is going to be these page markers. I got these Dollar Tree years ago. They never did them again. I'm so glad I picked them up. That's why sometimes I overbuy a little at Dollar Tree, but it's hard because sometimes these products don't come back, and they're absolutely amazing. I use these a lot for files for the kids at school because we do use a lot of laminated pages with them, and you know, obviously laminated pages are a little thicker, so these big bookmarks are perfect for that. But let's say I look up something like I am looking for the scene. I'm just gonna say something random, has nothing to do with the book, but when Ravi and Pip are in the field, you know what I mean? And Google tells me, oh, they're in the field on page 141 to 158. So that's literally what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to page 141, and then I will end the page at 158, and I will put a paper clip here. And that way I know I have to read it. And that's why I think I might color code, because I do have different color paper clips here. So let's say it's for question 1. I might do the red paper clip. And then if it's question 2, I might do the blue paper clip. And then I can match the colors with the paper clips. So I'm going to try to keep this as organized as possible, because I did already read the book and I just kind of need a refresher for certain scenes, depending on the questions once Sharmaine gives them to me. She did give them to me. I just didn't read them yet. So that is another item. And it's these really cool jumbo paper clips that I am using kind of as page markers. I do like the sticky ones, and I will use those as well. But I don't know, I just feel like because it's probably going to be multiple pages. Like I just said, if they say it's from that scene's on page 141 to 158, I think it's just easier for me to clip that whole set of pages, you know? So I did that. So that's another product. And then there's only 2 more things to show you guys. I figured I would use this new page holder I got from a Cozy Nook box that Sharmaine got me for my birthday. I think this one is so beautiful. I love the pressed blue flower and the gold glitter. But, you know, as I'm flipping through the pages and I'm reading a scene, this just makes it easier to keep the book wide open. As you can see, it is really nicely open. Yeah, this is especially good with like brand new books with new spines, because this helps push it down and force the pages open. And I can, you know, hold it with one hand, have my pen in the other, and literally jot down notes on my notebook down here. So I figured I would include that in my goodie box as well. And then last but not least, me and Sharmaine have dubbed this the official, unofficial, I don't know, book club goodie box mug, because me and her both have this mug. I think she showed it in a Feel Good Friday video months and months and months ago when I first started watching her. And I was like, oh my God, I have that same mug. So we always show this in our book club goodie boxes. And then she also sent me a little friend mail, and it included this little chamomile pure tea. So I figured it would be perfect for the mug as I reread some of these pages, as I take some notes. I can sip on a little bit of tea. But that is it. This goodie box is very simple, because I am not reading the book to end, you know, beginning to end. It's not really, this month I'm going to be reading my own book on the side. If you guys want to know what it is, comment down below. I'll let you know. I'm still deciding between a few. I have a few that friends let me borrow, and I always try to read those first so I can lend it back to them. But, you know, I don't need like a candle and snacks, because I'm not reading the book like beginning to end, or I'm not going to be reading like hundreds of pages at a time or whatever. I'm literally just going to be reading scenes here and there, dependent on the question Sharmaine gives me. So yeah, it's basically just the book, the page holder for the book, the mug, a packet of tea, very simple things, the notebook so I can write down the questions and my notes, a pen with color-coded colors here, color-coded little jumbo paper clips that I'm using as page markers, and my book talk journal, because I do have a review in here, so I thought it might just spark some memory from me. But I do really remember the book. Sharmaine have been talking about it. Of course, I haven't ruined anything for her. I honestly don't even really talk back much. She's just been sending me like, oh my God, I think it's this person. Oh my God, I think it's that person. And I'll just kind of heart her like, or I'll be like, how far are you? Or yeah, I feel bad for XYZ. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin for her at all. But it honestly is an incredible book. So if you guys still want to join us, you do still have some time, because there's still like 3 weeks left, depending how quickly you read and how quickly you get the book. I honestly read this book, I mentioned that in the announcement video, in one sitting. This book was so good to me. I read this book in 14 hours. So there was a night that Joe wasn't feeling well. He went to bed at like 7 p.m. And I didn't want to open the TV because I didn't want to wake him. So I literally took this book out, started it, and I just kept going, oh my God, I need to know what happened next. Oh my God, I need to know what happens next. Oh my God, I need to know what happens next. And I just kept flipping pages and flipping pages. And next thing I knew, the sun was rising. And I was like, what? And I said, oh my God, I'm almost done. Just finish it now. And I finished this at 9 a.m. So it took 14 hours, because I sat at 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. And the only time I stopped was like twice to use the bathroom. And then at 9 a.m. I knocked the hell out. I set my alarm for, I forgot if it was 11 or 12, just to give myself a few hours sleep so I can function and have a normal Saturday. But yeah, this book was that good to me. The whole series is incredible. There's even hints in this book that lead to the second book, hints in this book that lead to the third book. It is a very well-rounded book. All three connect. Holly Jackson is an amazing author. So if you like spooky reads, not spooky, well, the third one's more spooky. If you like murder mysteries, definitely consider joining us this month. Let me know down below if you are. Let me know if you are reading it, what you think of it. If you like the video, you like book club, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. We will be posting book club videos every Thursday, so definitely keep an eye out for those. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. I also do Master Mondays every Monday. I've been doing vlogs on Fridays, and Tuesday, Wednesday are kind of my random videos. It's usually hauls or unboxings or anything that I've currently have filmed. So I have been trying to branch out. I've done empties videos and get readies with me's, but if anything of that nature sounds good to you, definitely consider subscribing. Like I said, just like the video, give it a thumbs up, and comment down below. Well, that is it, guys. Be safe.